Well, hello everybody from the sun-kissed Manchester sky. We're back here again at St. Peter's Square. What's going on in your world? Just to let you know, we've done loads of content. I've got the bag pack on. You guys know what it's all about. Always working hard, always grinding. I know you guys love the content, so we've got back out. We've done something a little bit different today, which I think you're going to really enjoy through the international break, so keep an eye out for the upcoming content. Today, I wanted to speak about something regarding the Leeds United and the Leeds United fan base and the psychological impact of this season and how this is going to play out. So, for me, the mental fortitude of this Leeds United side is maybe a little bit better than what it was last season. There's various contexts that need to be applied as well. Last season, we were at a phase of which we did not need the international break whatsoever. Leeds were in a period of time where we had Blackburn and Sunderland to come back to, and Blackburn and Sunderland, albeit weren't at the very best, they still had players at their disposal, i.e. Joe Bellingham, Sammy Szmodics, etc, etc. So these were players that can damage Leeds United, and they did so last season, and it was a tough return from the international break. Leeds picking up one point in 6. Now, when you do look at the fixture that we've got to come back immediately, the context I would set for the period last time is we didn't want the international break. Leeds were on a roll, we wanted to keep going. This time, with the likes of Brendan Aronson, the situation happening there, Dan James, Pascal Struijk even, I think some of the players look tired. There is now a massive period of time of which Ethan Ampadu can get back ready fit, hopefully, for at least 6 or 7 games remaining, if not the 8. And then you've got even more depth there. You've got Patrick Bamford, who is still an option, is still experienced at this level. He's going to be back and takes that injury list maybe down to just Maximilian Verber, and then that's it, really. You're looking at a clean bill of health when it comes to this Leeds United side, and you're looking at a clean set of fixtures. There's a lot of people as well who are talking about, maybe it's starting to irritate me, because maybe these people are right, and maybe it's a little bit of insecurity from my standpoint. Maybe that's what it is, being a Leeds fan. Maybe it's the fact that our fixtures are too kind to us. But I think Leeds United, with the fixture list of Burnley, where Burnley have got Watford away, they've got Derby away under Eustace, who've won 3 on the bounce, they've got Sheffield United at home, Bristol City at home, which I know we have, but your cumulative fixtures, all those teams, one after the other, it's a lot. Millwall, QPR, Burnley have got a lot of tough fixtures coming up. And look, context applied, West Bromwich Albion, when they played them, which I think has been the most recent, toughest game, they've dropped points. So I don't think it's going to be a case of these teams going on this unbelievable run in terms of Sheffield United and Burnley. I think they're very, very good competitors. And look, there's a conversation about Leeds, in my opinion, definitely falling into third at some point during this period, definitely. But I do think Leeds United will fight their way back. We've just been speaking on a podcast about all the eventualities, and I would much rather, when you've got the average position right now of Leeds United up against the average, remaining teams in terms of them all being in, I think, accumulatively, using that word again, there's a 16th placed finish in comparison to Burnley, who I believe have got 6 or 7 of the top 10 still to play. If that was Leeds, everyone would be having kittens. Everyone would be having absolute kittens right now. Everyone would be worried. They'd be thinking we're going to drop points here, there and everywhere. Leeds' toughest fixtures to come, really, in my opinion, because I think at home we will be fine. And there's a genuine possibility, by the way, by Bristol City, Leeds might have a very good advantage at the top of the table, and we're maybe then allowed to drop points. But I think for me, the toughest fixtures that Leeds have got left are Luton and maybe Oxford. I just have a feeling that we're going to be okay against Borough. And even if we did drop points, I'm not really that fearful that we'll lose against Borough. I think we might lose potentially against a Luton or an Oxford maybe. But who knows, the likelihood, the data would say that Leeds are going to come through those games. So we've got a really, really good list. We've got a really good fixture congestion period coming up. It's 5 to 6 weeks where Leeds have got nigh on sort of 8 games, and we should be able to come through it. And I think the overarching message right now is, would you rather burn these games? Of course you wouldn't. No way. nowhere near what I want their games. I would, you know, if we had those games, I think I'd probably be coming on here saying it's likely that we would finish third. I think when you do look at Sheffield United's fixtures, it is very decent, but what I will say is Sheffield United still have Coventry to play at home. Sheffield United, you know, still have Burnley to play away from home, and there are tough games in there. They've still got to go to Plymouth away as well, but the context might be very different to when they're playing Plymouth to when we're playing Plymouth, which could work in Leeds' favour. But for me, everybody, Leeds have got such a good run right now. We've got such a good period that it's all down to us. You know, I keep hearing all this, you know, they've got loads to play for. Well, so have we, and we've got a miles better squad than any of them, a miles better depth. And as I revert back to what I was saying earlier, when it comes to Leeds United, Leeds have a lack of injuries, you know, and we're coming back into this period right now, and it might be the case that Ampadu's not far away, which is likely. And then it might even be a case, which is bizarre, but it's the context of the situation in terms of Leeds having not that many injuries. We might be at a situation where Bamford's even close. So then you're looking at max, 1, 2 players out, and obviously you kind of want Leeds to keep hold of some of our assets towards the back end of the season, obviously, in terms of availability. But overall, Leeds are for me, a really, really good spot. The time back, look at who we're facing on the way back, with the greatest of respect to Swansea side. Nothing really to play for. Out of sorts, and you might say QPR, you might say Portsmouth, but the context is so different. We're at home. The context is so different as well because, you know, there's been a little bit of trepidation when it's come to those fixtures as well, hasn't there? You look at QPR, 4-0 last season. Portsmouth, overall, we're all a bit nervous about that because they've got an exceptional home record. Swansea haven't got a good away record. So it's a brilliant game for Leeds to go back into. The best, by the way, when you look at Burnley having Bristol City, Sheffield United having Coventry. So for me, I know there's a lot of worry right now, but when it comes to fixtures, there is absolutely no conversation that Leeds United have the better fixtures. We've got the better squad. So it's all about up here. It's all about the mental fortitude, and can this team get through it? I think the big difference right now is the fact that we're coming into a game right now in terms of Swansea, and I'm not undervaluing Swansea whatsoever, but the last time we came back from the international duty, there was injuries. The Welsh lads had just lost in the Euro, I believe it was the qualifiers, wasn't it, which was massive, and they were all absolutely downbeat and gutted by that. Not only that, but we were playing Watford away, you know. And I just think right now, us going into this Swansea game is very different to us going into that game after the international break. And as I said, that international break broke what was a brilliant run for Leeds United. So I think there's a lot of context right now. Not only that, Rutter and his hernia, us being Crescencio, Somerville FC, us comparing to last season is naturally what you do because we're all superstitious and we all naturally do that. You base it on stuff that's happened, of course you do. And I think it will be close, by the way. I think it's going to go pretty much right to the wire, but I still think there's an occasion where Leeds have 2 or 3 games to play, and because of our goal difference, because of us maybe at that point, maybe been on 95, 96 points, potentially, if it goes well for us, it kind of is sewn up before that. In terms of just promotion, not the title, but definitely promotion. So that's kind of where I'm at the minute. But this nonsense I'm reading, that we haven't got easy fixtures, and we haven't got easy fixtures. But of all 3 of them, we have the best state right now, the best bill of squad, the quality, the depth. But alongside that, the best fixture list in comparison to all of them. So it does come down to mental fortitude, and where I think we've got the advantage on last season is obviously when the international break has come, which was needed, the player that might be back when we return, but also as well the comparison, in my opinion, of even just the standings. Like Leeds were barely in the top 2 at all last season. We've been in there for a lot, so there's a little bit of experience there. Let me know what you think anyway, everybody, in the comment section below. As I say, we're going to have loads of content out throughout the couple of weeks. Really interested to hear what you say on this one. Let me know in the comment section below. See you in a bit.